Hey guys, it's Chris, and today I'd like to talk to you about mental health in a time of crisis. So, you may be aware that the four elements of inner wealth that we hold as priceless and precious at any time, let alone a time of crisis, are the four: gratitude, presence, certainty, and love. So, I want to go through those four right now and talk about how you can use them to strengthen your mental health during times of crisis. Gratitude, we talk about quite often. Oprah Winfrey and the gang have all spoken frequently about gratitude. But most people speak about gratitude as if it's a gratitude for the good things and ingratitude, or let's say, let's fix the bad things. But gratitude really is one of the most powerful tools to respect the order in the chaos of the universe. And in other words, be thankful for what is. Be thankful for what you've got before you change it. Now, we can change anything. If I don't like the temperature of my refrigerator, if I don't like what's going on in the backyard, I can walk out and fix everything. The thing about that model is that ingratitude for what is, this motivates us through anger or anxiety or whatever frustration to step out and make change. And I think that's really a really cool thing, because ingratitude for what is means we're discerning and critical and we have a high expectation, etc. But to motivate ourselves based on ingratitude is to basically drain the petrol out of our petrol tank. And gratitude is basically saying be thankful for what you've got before you change it. In other words, find the benefit of things as they are before you make them as you would like them to be. There is a lot of work goes on this level of thinking in the world. People recommend come to Landmark Forum and change yourself, fix yourself, improve yourself. But very few of these programs describe how you can be thankful for who you are before you get into the process and the habit of changing things. If you're for example, management consultant, you might be, the first thing a company will do is come in and help us fix something. And the last thing they will ask is, how do we get thankful for what we already have? But thankfulness for what you've got is the launch pad for change. So instead of getting on a treadmill and going around and around and around, or a bicycle turbo and going round and around, what we do is we learn to be really thankful for where we are, really thankful for the things that are going wrong, really thankful for the challenges that we're facing, really thankful for the gifts of the awareness that's coming to us, or the appreciation that comes to us through what we have already in the form we don't want it in. And that's the secret here. Gratitude is gratitude for the form that it is coming in before we say we'll get thankful when we have change. So another example might be someone saying, I'll be really happy when the weekend comes. That makes them ungrateful for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be really grateful when the virus is over. It makes them, in a sense, looking forward to, it motivates, it inspires, it keeps us on track. But if we're not thankful for where we are right now, we become exhausted, we become depressed, and we become, in a way, self-deprecating. So let's start off with the first one, be thankful for what you've got, gratitude. The second one, gratitude, presence. Presence is the ability to be calm, balanced, centered, calm right now. That means in this moment in time, right in this moment of time, in the now, we have the ability to bring thankfulness, but also a sense of being here, in this moment, right here, today, now. Now, I know the future is uncertain. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But if we're always out there in the future is going to have a combination of uncertainty and certainty. And that's going to keep us a little bit mumbo-jumboed. It's going to, what I call spaghetti mind. So the ability to turn up here right now, to be focused, to be present, may for some of you require a meditation practice, which I can help you with. It may for some of you require a sport where it challenges you to be right in the moment, in the zone. For some of you, it might require intimacy and love with another person, or book writing, or work, or cooking, or cleaning, or whatever it is that brings you here into this moment in time, that whatever you're doing becomes the single most important thing that you're doing. I call it turning up. So gratitude, presence. Presence means turning up. If your kids are playing up and if they're giving you a hard time, if they're giving you trouble, it's because they perceive you don't turn up until they turn the volume up. If people at work are agitated about you, or you're feeling agitated about others, it's just simply nature's way of you turning the volume up to get attention. Sometimes we turn the volume up to 11 on a 10 dial, and that attention we get becomes violent, or it becomes aggressive, or it becomes rejective. So just be mindful. Turning up is a very peaceful, calm, centering process. And it's really important. Certainty. Gratitude, presence, certainty. Now, there is no doubt we're all facing uncertainty. I live in a block of apartments. We have people who are now unemployed, actors who are now unemployed, professional athletes who are now unemployed. We have a restaurateur who has to close his doors and still pay the staff. We have a yoga school upstairs, a yoga teacher who has to close her business. And there is no insurance for these things. I'm pretty sure the government is going to help out, but it's not on the table yet. So there is uncertainty about the future. There is uncertainty about when the virus limitations and social isolation will end. So the certainty part of this gratitude, presence, certainty becomes a little bit shaky. Now, the human heart is built on the future. When we lose a sense of order, or we lose a sense of control, or when our goals go within 10% outside of what we thought was our normal expectation of what was going to happen, we become frightened. And fear means we've just gone outside the 10% zone. Now, to be real about it, with the viruses that are going around and the way the world is changing, and the airline industry and incomes and banking and mortgages, the way it's all being rehandled in a way that we have no control over, in a sense. All we can do is be present and grateful. There is uncertainty about the future. So the antidote for this uncertainty is to jump 6 months ahead to when this is all over and we all come out the other end in some form or another and survive, how we're going to rebuild and create the next 30 years of our lives. And I think this is critically important for us all, to work very strongly on vision quest. For the kids in the family, I would say your dream board now are the walls of your house. That we need to be putting posters and magazine cuttings, and let's just to be a little bit creative here as to how we develop a sense of the next 30 years of our lives, or for the kids at least next year. And yeah, we may have to write off this 6 months of our lives in a say less commercial sense, but we shouldn't write it off in a human sense. Which leads me to the last step: gratitude, presence, certainty, and love. You know, there is no excuse right now for the lack of love in our lives. We may have to change the form of communication we use. We may be unable to physically embrace somebody. We may be unable to go out and help everybody as we have. We may have to do it digitally, online, through Skype, through text messages. But acts of kindness right now are so important, because they are healing. And they build the immune system. They make you stronger. They make the people you're kind to stronger. And they help stop the spread of the virus. Now, social isolation, I really think it's important. I think it's important to keep clear. I've written about it on my blog. But I think love and the coming together of humanity in communities of common respect, this is the time where there is no excuse. No excuse for any of us. If we've been avoiding love, if we've been working so hard, running so fast, worrying so much that we haven't been able to fully engage our heart, this is the time when we need to dig down and do some personal development. And I'd encourage you, if your domestic circumstances confront you, if being close to the kids or close to your spouse or close to family is confronting you, I think this is the time where you could step back, do a little bit of personal development, find out what's been blocking your heart, which is, by the way, one of the great causes of this viral spread, is blocked hearts, lowered immune system. So there is a chance for us all to do a little bit of spiritual, personal work to improve our circumstances and help others at the same time. Gratitude, presence, certainty, and love, the four cornerstones, the building blocks of survival, and the four building blocks of, in a way, getting through this next 6 months in a healthy mental and emotional and spiritual state. This is Chris. Take care. Bye for now.